Hello and welcome to today's video. I hope this video will be enjoyable and relaxing for you. The footage that you're going to see in this video are photos and videos that I've collected. Some of them are from a recent trip to Seaton, some of them are from a holiday I went on last year. The following clip you're about to see is of the lava lantern that I got from Seaton. I really like it because it's like an LED lamp, so it doesn't get hot. But I really like it because I find it very relaxing to watch the styrofoam inside swirl around whilst the lights change colours. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so if you would like to, you can close your eyes or look at the photos. So we're just gonna take a minute to get ourselves into a relaxed state. So for a second or two, just close your eyes and breathe very slowly, very deeply, in through your nose and out through your mouth if you can. And I want you to think of a place that makes you feel happy and safe. In a minute, we're going to go on a little adventure in our minds, and hopefully this will help you to feel relaxed and safe too. So we're going to go on a trip to the beach. So if you could just open your eyes for a minute, take a look at the photo, take a look at all of the different shapes you can see, the different textures of the stones and the seaweed, and pay a little attention to the way some of the stones are stacked. Maybe count how many stones you can see in the different stacks. Maybe pause the video for a moment and just count the stones that are stacked on top of each other. Now you can see, if you look very carefully, though some stones may look the same, each one has a slight different coloration or a slightly different shape, or maybe a slightly rougher or slightly smoother texture. Take a minute to look at the difference in texture between the seaweed and the stones. Take a minute to focus on the different patterns you might be able to see with how the stones are placed. And what they might feel like if you were to be able to pick them up. The rough texture of the bark from the stick, the smooth texture of the rocks from where they've been in the ocean, maybe there's little holes in the rocks from where they've been chipped from or broken from where they've been thrown around in the sea. Just take a minute, pick one or two spaces, or maybe just one little stone that you can see, and really focus on it. How does it feel like? Is it warm from where it's been on the sun, or cold from where it's been in the sea? Is it smooth or rough? Does it have any indents or little engravements or little shells stuck to it? Just really focus on it for just a minute. Okay, so just for the next clip is a clip from the beach at Seaton. So just take a minute to really focus on the scenery that you can see, the tide rolling in over the shore, the waves tumbling over the rocks. It might be a bit windy, maybe you can hear the rocks, the stones, the pebbles and the shells tumbling about in the water and rolling up over shore. Just really take a minute to kind of imagine yourself being in that space and feeling relaxed and safe, and the feeling of not having to stress or worry about anything. Just watch the waves and imagine the sea just washing away all of your stresses, all of your worry, and just really kind of focus on that positive space. So now just take a minute. This photo that you're seeing here is from the beach that I went to when I was on holiday last year with my family. Take a minute to look at the clouds, the fluffy, soft, warm texture of the clouds, the warm, soft, squishy sand, the rough cliffs you can see in the distance, the different shapes you can see in the picture, the colour of the ocean, the way the water ripples over the sand, and just really kind of pick a few different little details of the picture to focus on. The clouds, what they might feel like if you were able to touch them. Would they be soft? Would they be fluffy? Would they be warm, cold, soft, or like, would they feel like cotton candy? The cliffs, are they steep? Are they small hills? Have they got grass on, rocks on, sand on, stones? Really take a minute to just pick out a couple different details and focus on them. Feel yourself being in that scenery. Okay, so this next photo that you're seeing here is from Seaton. Take a moment to look at the pebbles, the stones, the different colours, different textures on the rocks. Take a moment to look at the cliff you can see there in the distance. The greens, the browns, the different kind of textures in the ground that you can see. Maybe there's different patterns, different shades of green, different shades brown, different levels of the cliff. You can see there's like, I know, to me there looks like some buildings or like little like white parts on the cliffs. Take a second to look at the sky. It's blue, it's clear, it's bright and warm. There's a few soft, fluffy clouds, but it's a warm, lovely, happy place. Okay, so this photo was taken when I went on holiday with my family last year. Take a second to look at the rocks and the texture of the rocks and the colorations in the rocks, and then bring your attention gradually to the distance where you can see the sand, warm, soft, or maybe cold, damp sand from when it's been under the sea, or warm from when it's been under the sun. Take a minute to look at the sky, the different blues, the yellows, the clouds, and just really kind of take in the scenery. Take a few seconds just to focus on a couple of little details and really kind of imagine what the rocks were to feel like if you were to be able to touch them, what the sand would feel like, maybe what the clouds might feel like if you were able to touch them. And just really kind of feel yourself being in that space. Now, after those relaxing, calming images, the video, after watching the tide rolling over the shores, I want you to imagine yourself walking across the beach into a forest. And I want you to just imagine looking up at the sky. You can look at the photo if you wish to, or close your eyes, but just imagine the sunset and how beautiful it is, watching and looking at all the different tones of the colours in the sky, the different pinks, the different purples, the blues, the oranges and the reds, and the way the gorgeous colours of the sunset just kind of naturally blend into one another. And I want you to imagine yourself just gradually falling asleep whilst watching the sunset.